the day one also we are learning the same thing, how to attain the Supreme, or how to win the Lord. Today we'll see how to win the Lord. So there is a statement. You can even purchase the Lord by bhakti. You can purchase the Lord. Okay, so you all know this, how to start up by prayers. Humble mode. How much humility we have, so much you will be able to win the Lord. That also he will show in 10th chapter. So Krishna, what are starting or what all we are doing, everything is just in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, the essence of whole scriptures all over the world, whatever the scriptures we have, it is the essence is Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so let us start with the reading. So please join me in these prayers. You can just join your hands. Join. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namavam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Ishtapadaya Krishna Preshtabhutale Srimate Jaya Pataga Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padani Tikrapapadayana Gaurgatadamudayana Garagramatarani Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Yatkrpatamaham Mante Shri Guru Dinadarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Chaitanyam Guru. Okay, let us start by showing our gratitude and thanking His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, by whose mercy today we are able to make our life perfect or to know what is life. Okay, yes. And in yesterday's chapter, what did we learn? The 7th chapter. It is Jnana Vijnana Yoga, knowledge of the Absolute. And today we are trying to attain that same absolute truth, that is the Supreme. So hearing, so Lord is revealing everything. Now we are started hearing through Arjuna, by help of Arjuna, isn't it? Because seeing the attitude of Arjuna, seeing the humility of Arjuna is revealing more. So now, because Arjuna was in that position, we were able to now know about the Supreme Lord. Yesterday I was saying some story also. Even great demigods and great rishis, everyone, they were not able to know about the Lord. But now, today we are so fortunate through Bhagavad Gita, we are able to know this. And Krishna says, Matta Parataram Nanyat Kitchashitananjay Mai Sarvamidam Proktam Sutre Maniganaiva, I am the source of everything. And he says, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kashyapya Siddhaye. Among millions and millions, only few can come across this and they can understand. And we are so fortunate to know that. Clear? And this knowledge gives us to see everywhere Krishna. Krishna shows there. So how is the source of everything? Clear? And people who are accept him and don't accept or reject him. The 4 kinds of people who don't accept him, that is the Mura, Naradama, Maya, Pratagnyana, and the Asuram, Bhava, Mashrita. 4 kinds of people. They are all demons. Very simple. They are all demons who don't accept. And there are 4 pious people who accept it. Artha, Jignasa, and Jnani. Clear? Finally, even after knowing everything, why some still go to the Devatas and surrender to them? Because they have their temporary desires, that is material desires, which is based on their material consciousness, that is bodily consciousness. Actually, we are not this body, isn't it? The very beginning we learned this. Dehinosminita dehe kaumaram evanam jaratata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra muhyati. I am not this body, so I don't have death. Actually, I keep on changing my bodies, even from the childhood to the boyhood to the youth to the old. In this way, I'm changing my body. The same way, a sober person is not bewildered when he changes the body from one body to another body. But a person who is ignorant, he bewilders. Oh, my death is going to come. Never I'm going to die. But in this today's chapter, we'll say many more things. How to realize that. So I don't have death, or how to win that death. So here today we are seeing doubts, exam, attaining supreme devotion. So Arjuna raises many questions and Krishna will answer. And the final question, he'll take this whole chapter to explain that. So let us start with a small story as usual. We start with a small story. And today, because our topic is death, let us see there is a great personality who has given a message to us. You all have heard about Alexander. We call him as Alexander the Great, even in our textbooks we read. So he was such a, what I can say, mm, selfish person. Like, you want to acquire the whole world. We need the whole world under him. That kind of a person. So he came across the whole world, occupying one after the other, and he took the blessings of his mother, his spiritual master, everyone, and his spiritual master guided him. If you are going to acquire all the lands, when you're entering this Bharat, that is India, it's a place of knowledge. Please take to see that you get some knowledge to me. What knowledge? Yes. Okay, fine. Then he started acquiring all the lands. He was coming. He came and entered our land, Bharat or India, what you call it as now. So he not had much knowledge that where I'm entering what. So when he was moving, so he was a little thirsty. So he needed some water. So there was a small hut. So he sent his commander in chief, couldn't get the water to me. So that commander chief came to this hut, and there was a sadhu who was sitting. So he asked, "Our king has come. Please get me some water." What is his name? Oh, you don't know his name? Alexander the Great. Oh, he's so great. Ask him to come to get the water, he told. Then this person, this army chief, he goes to the Alexander. He says, "So he's calling you. You have to go to take that water." Did you properly present who am I? Did you say Alexander the Great? First, he was okay with Alexander. When I said Alexander the Great, he's asking you to come to take that water. Finally, he was very angry. How's this ordinary sadhu? He is so, what I can say, courageous. He's calling me there. And many kings, just hearing the name of Alexander, they were shivering. They were scared. They just surrendered their kingdom, everything to Alexander because he's coming with such a huge army and so powerful personality. Then he came with his sword to this sadhu. He took his sword, kept on his throat, and he said, "How dare are you? Everyone are just scared of seeing me or hearing my name, and you're asking just for a tumbler of water, a glass of water. I should come to you. Do you know who am I?" He says, "I know very well who you are. Who am I? You're servant of my servants." The sadhu is saying, "You're servant of my servant." One thing is bewildered now. Right, any person just hearing me itself, they're scared. And now I'm taking this big sword and keeping on his throat. Anytime I can cut throat. But how dare and how courageous he is, just saying that I'm servant of his servant. Then he understood the words of his spiritual master. If we enter the land of Bharat, you will see the knowledge. Please get something to me. Just throw this sword. He just stood on his knees and just holding his hands, he asked, "My dear Sadhu, what's the meaning of that? Why are you saying me as servant of your servants?" Then he said, "I have just conquered my senses. I conquered my senses. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsarya is all my servants. And you are servant of your senses." Clear? The anger, the lust, the greed is controlling you. That means they're all my servants, but you're servant of my servants. Then he understood. Finally, he took Atmagyan there. From that sadhu, he took the Atmagyan, and finally, so he has to face this malaria. He was at the time of his death. He came to the last days. Then he called. This is after many days, like after his practice of this spiritual devotional service, everything was practicing. One day, death came to him. So then doctors all said, "Yes, we cannot help you. It's done." Then he called his army chief, his minister, sorry. He called him and he said, "My dear minister, can you give one day of your life to me?" 10 days, I think, in the very beginning, he asked for 10 days because I want to go back and say to my mother and my spiritual master, I have to speak to him about this. I have to go and say to my mother how all I acquired all this land and how great am I. Everything I have to explain to my spiritual master and my mother. Everything can you give? Minister said, "No, my dear Lord, I cannot do that." Oh, okay. Can you give a day to your life? One day of your life. I can give you my whole kingdom. First he said, I can give you half of the kingdom. Now I say, whole kingdom I'll give you. Whatever I have, I'll surrender unto you. Please, can you give one day of your life? The minister is thinking, my king has become something mad now. How could I ask my life? He says, no, because he was seeing the first time this king is saying in this way, he said, no, my dear Lord, I cannot give my life to you. Why are you asking like this? Then he understood how his minister is thinking. Then, okay, finally, can you do one favor to me? Yes, definitely I can do. After my death, these kings, they were great, what I can say, king, I'm saying, doctors. So they're best doctors of the whole world. They were treating Alexander. He said, this four doctors has to carry my body. And my arms should be kept outside. And while taking me, the golden coins should be thrown on my body. And now the minister is confirming that, yes, my king has become mad. Never I've heard of this. So why is saying in this way? Okay, Lord, whatever you say, I do that. But I do not know why you're asking all those things. Then he said, I want to give a message to the whole world. What is that message? No doctors can protect you. The best of the best doctors cannot save you from death. This message I want to give to the world. And my both arms should be out, showing to everyone, I came without anything, and now also I'm going without anything in my hands. Empty handed I came, empty handed I'm living. Yes, in meanwhile, I acquired everything. The whole world is in my hands, I thought. But while going, I'm empty handed. And the third, throwing the gold coins. So whatever I acquire, it is to others, not for me. What I take back, it's only Krishna consciousness. Only my consciousness comes along with me. What I have practiced in my life in this great land of Bharat. This is the message I want to give to the whole world. Clear? So and now we have taken birth here, we are here, but we are so ignorant and so foolish. We don't know the value of it. Clear? Yes, let us go further. And today's acronym itself is DEAD, D-E-A-D, DEAD, that is doubt, exam, attaining the supreme and devotion. And now you can see Arjuna is asking many questions. So in that questions you can see आदियज्ञा कथं कोत्र देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदन प्रयाणकाले च कथं ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः. Who is the Lord of sacrifice and how does he live in the body, O Madhusudana? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? He actually asked 8 questions. So you can see the questions here in this list. What is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is Karma? What is Adibhuta? What is the Adi Daiva? What is Adi Yajna? Where, whoever he is, does he preside? How can those engaged in devotional service know Krishna at the time of death? You know, at the time of death, we have a pain of 40,000 scorpions bite. Have anyone experienced one bite of scorpion biting you? Then you'll understand how the pain of 40,000 scorpions bite will be. So that is the pain of death. And now Krishna is answering all the questions, immediately answers, what is Brahman? The indestructible living entity. Brahman is known as, and see, for this, you need, definitely you need a little bit knowledge more, and you need the guidance of spiritual master. Many times you can see there is Brahman, but Brahman gives different meanings. Sometimes even the Supreme Lord is known as Brahman, and sometimes even this material nature, the Prakriti, is also known as Brahman. So it is said, Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya, Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir. Brahma Mahadyonir. So that is Prakriti. And sometimes Brahman is also known as the Supreme Lord. But here Krishna is saying indestructible living entity. The living entity is also Brahman, is indestructible. Never it can be destroyed. Clear? Is eternal. Then Adhyatma, the living entity's nature, which is to serve. So what is Adhyatma? Adhyatma is nothing but our nature. What is the nature of the living entity? Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nityadas, only a service. But in our ignorant state, what we do? We serve different things. For example, family members serve different, like husband to wife, wife to children, and children to parents in that way. one or the other is serving. And you can see in society also, so many will ask for the vote. Make me the king, make me the minister, I'll serve you better. Isn't it? That's what are their promises. So service is the center point. See, sometimes you don't have anyone to serve, at least you take a dog, or you will have a fish aquarium and start uh, fishes to serve the fish. Every day you serve the dogs or cats, something like this. Because we get happiness only in serving others. But this is all has been done by our ignorant state. Once we come to the knowledge, then we'll understand the prime duty of a human being is to serve the Supreme Lord, the Super Soul, the Paramatma. Then you get the real happiness. Clear? And karma. So many days we know something about karma, but today you can see what Krishna is saying. The reactions that force the living entity to take a material body in this world. Actually, what is it? It is something like a paper and a pen is given to your hand, and whatever the activities you do, you're just doing art of your next life. What kind of a form you need? You're or else you're having a what I can say the hammer and the woolly leg. You just making your own form for your next life. That is based on our consciousness, the activities that we do. Okay, now what is Adibhuta? The ever-changing material nature. It is created, maintained, and then destroyed. Ever-changing material nature. That is Prakriti. Prakriti is Adibhuta. Yeah. Now, Adi Devata, what is Adi Devata? He who presides over all the Devatas and their planets, the universal form of the Lord, Sarvaloka Maheshwara, whole universe, that is the Virat Rupa, which we see in the 11th chapter. It is not Adi Devata. He is the source of all the Devatas, all the 33 crore Devatas, which we say. It is the source. So actually, each and every organ of our body works based on the one Devata, one demigod, who is the what I can say the deity for that organ. When he is pleased, your eyes will work, your nose will work, your tongue will work. If he is displeased by your activities, you will become blind. You may not be able to hear. Many problems of the organs comes because you are not doing your duties. You are not pleasing them well. Clear? In those days, all their service was like yajna. Yajnartat lokoyam karma bandhana, Krishna says. So it's all our activities should be as yajna. Yajna means pleasing the Lord. Our prescribed duties has to be performed well. Many duties we have, like father, son, wife, husband, anything. So it should be done well. So many things to learn. In coming days also we'll learn all those things. Then Adi Yajna, that is Krishna, as the super soul, the Lord of all sacrifices, Bhuktaram Yajna Tapasam, sitting in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtamat tasmate jnanam aponam sha. Hrideshi Arjuna Tishtati. Sarvabhutha. In all the bhutas, all the living entities is sitting as Paramatma within everyone's heart. He is situated within everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam. Clear? And the final question, last question was Arjuna's eighth question. The main subject matter. How can one attain the spiritual destination at the time of death? It's very clearly said at the time of death. When you think of the Supreme Lord, you go back to Godhead. Actually, what is death? Death is something like an art where we have learned it. Bhagavad Gita teaches how to learn or how to learn this art of dying. Clear? Many examples, material examples. You can see students going to the school, the whole year they study. What for? For the final exam. Just to know how he has practiced this whole year, there's a final exam. If you don't get through that, he's going to fail. Once again, he's going to stay back in the same class. He has to pass that. That is what is his examination, how he has practiced his whole year. That is what is our examination, is our life. Our death is our examination and life is a preparation. How well have we prepared for our death? It's actually art like. For example, you want to be a flute player or instrument player, you want to be an artisan, something. You have to practice for that. How well you practice, isn't it? You'll become so expert in that instrument playing. Even for art, you'll become so expert because you're prepared so well. Now, the question arises, are we ready for our death? Have we prepared well? When is that death going to come? Is it giving some announcements to us? Yes, tomorrow at this time it's coming. So approximately everyone who are here, it's around 30 to 40 years. Now you'll be thinking, oh, I'm so much years. Now I'm 30 years old. Another 30 years will come. After 60 years, I have to practice Bhagavad Gita because death will come after 60. Are you sure? Anyone is sure here that tomorrow I'll be alive? No. Death never gives any announcements. It can come at any time. So are we ready? So Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumaram Acharet. You have to start this devotional service from the age of 5. So how are we training our children? Are we taking us them in the right direction? Or are we making them as animals? Making them to live as animals. Just eating, meeting, defending, and sleeping, all those things. No. What is the prime duty of a human being? What are we teaching to our kids? And what are we learning? How is our life being prepared? Clear? Yes. And Krishna says, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samad bhavam yati nastatra samshaya. There's no doubt. No need to have any doubt. Whoever at the time of death says my name, it's sufficient. They can come back to me. So many will be thinking, all right, these devotees, all ISKCON devotees are all fools. They don't have intelligence. See, very clearly Krishna is saying, at the time of death, you have to say Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Narayana, sufficient. Why now itself we have to keep on practicing? Isn't it? Correct? No. So that's why in the very beginning I said, at the time of death, so 40,000 scorpions biting pain will be there. In that pain, will you be able to chant the holy names of the Lord? So actually Krishna, he knows very well. We are very smart. We'll think in this way. So next verse he says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejate ante kalevaram tam tam eveti kaunte sada tad bhava bhavita. What you can say at the time of death? What you have practiced for the whole life. Sada tad bhava bhavitaha. What kind of bhava, what kind of consciousness you develop through the whole life, that is what will you remember at the time of death. For example, for a whole life you've not had eaten jamun, you have a desire. Small example I'm giving. So you want to wear a sari, you want to wear some dress or eat something, you think like that. You are not able to eat jamun. So at the time of death, what consciousness comes in? And I am going to die without eating this jamun. And you die, definitely next life will be in the same way. You will be thinking, okay, better. Let me think about jamun so that next life I can eat jamun. No, you may take a life of a fly. You're always sitting on the jamun. So whatever we expect, it may not be in the same way. So it's very, what I can say. And many people, for like Arjuna now we'll think, yes, correct, no. Now I have to prepare my life. Why should I struggle in this family life now? I can give up everyone, go to somewhere Himalaya, sit there and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra so that I'll be practicing well so that I can remember. And Krishna is not accepting with that also. For the next verse, he says, Tasmat, therefore. Tasmat means therefore. What should you do? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. Always you have to meditate on me and you have to do your duties. Yuddhacha. Yuddhacha means you have to fight. Being a Kshatriya, that's your duty. And many will be thinking, how can I do this? Two things at a time. How could I remember the Lord and do my service? A small example. Have you seen some mothers when they have very young kid, a small child with them? What they do? They'll have that cloth or some, what do you call that? Bag, like they just hang the child and they'll be swinging the child and she'll go for work and she'll be washing the clothes or cooking. When she'll remember, she'll be meditating whether my child will wake up or she'll start crying something. Yeah, just in 1 hour or half an hour something, she'll be coming, she'll be having a look and she'll be peeping and going, or else she'll have a rope, she'll tie, she'll be washing also and she'll be swinging also. All the things she does. What is she doing? She's cooking, she's washing, she's doing everything, but always she's meditating on the child. Isn't it? Same way, devotee always meditates on the Lord and does his duties well. Does his duties well. He'll never give up his duties also. And you can see in this picture. So, Antakale chamam eva smaran muktva kalevar. Even saying once the holy names of the Lord, Vishnu Dusats are going to come. You can see this Yamadutas already they have come to take this Ajamila. There's a story in Srimad Bhagavatam. There was a person by name Ajamila. In the very beginning, he was very good devotee. He was a Brahmana, born Brahmana and practicing Brahmana and serving his spiritual master, his father, everyone serving well. But what happened? Once he went to the forest to collect some wood for the yajna, and he saw a prostitute, a Shudrani, where she was half naked and associating with some Shudra. And he was so enchanted or captivated the beauty of that Shudrani, he just surrendered to her. He had a wonderful wife and everything, good family, everything. He gave up everything just for her association. And she said, Are you are a Brahmana, you cannot associate with me. He said, No, I need you. Then she said, I see. If you associate with me, then I'll become a Brahmini then. I don't want to be a Brahmini. So you should become a Shudra. He accepted even for that. And she said, You have to eat non-veg. He said, Okay. You have to drink. Okay. You have to steal for me. Anything. You have to do all the sinful activities. Yes, fine. In this way, he was completely surrendered to her and he engaged his whole life in serving her. So he had 9 children. See, Krishna will never give up. That's why Krishna says, once you take up Krishna consciousness, Krishna, he will protect you in all the situations. So he sent his best devotee, Narada Muni, to help him. And when Narada Muni came to Ajamila, he was scared. A devotee is coming. What will he do? He'll take away from this sense gratification. He said, No, no, no need to come to me. You can go. Said, okay, fine. Can you fulfill my desire? Yes, what is your desire? So your so-called wife, the prostitute, is pregnant. For the 10th child, she was pregnant, and he was at the age of 80. Then okay, fine. So can you name the child by name Narayana? Oh, that's it. Fine, I can do. But you just leave from here. Is in Narada and after the childbirth, he gave the name to that son as Narayana. But the child was so beautiful and he was loving the child so much. So always he used to call Narayana, 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 come here. Narayana, sit down. Narayana, come here. Narayana, stand. Narayana, go. In this way, for each and everything, he started calling the names. Narayana, Narayana. And Lord is so pleased hearing that my devotee is always chanting my names. And at the time of death, Yamakinkaras, they were so, I can say, uh, dangerous to see them. So they were so cruel and their form was so, what I can say, it was scary for Jamil. Having this hair standing like copper, this thing, and then you can see here also how they are. So seeing them, he was so scared, and he saw his son Narayana there. Narayana, Narayana, come here, screaming. As soon as he started screaming Narayana, Vishnu Dutas came. And they came and they stopped Yamadutas. And they said 40,000 scorpion bite pain. Why no? We have this 9 holes in our body. And this Yamadutas, they have this Yamapasha. Just put this Yamapasha and take the life from one hole. Just think, have you heard about something like skin out? The same way our life is in whole body. It is taken out from one hole. It's just snatched like anything. So what is the pain you will have? Each and every cell will have the pain when you're skinning out. In the same way, the life is when the consciousness whole over body. It is just taking it out from one hole. That will be the pain. And then finally Vishnu Dutas came and they said, No, you cannot take him. They said, He is the most sinful person. How can we don't take him? We have to take him. Then there was a big conversation. You have to read Bhagavatam all to know full story. Like then Vishnu Dutas said he called Narayana at the time of death. Then the Yamadutas started laughing. Arare, it was not Narayana, it was his son Narayana. Then the Vishnu Dutta said, ultimately it is the name of the Supreme Lord. So even for you are calling your son, your brother, your whomever by the name of the Lord, it is ultimately you are calling the Lord. So he is qualified for us, not for you. So he was sent. It's a big story. You have to go to Bhagavatam. So why I'm saying this story, finally he went to Haridwar, he meditated, he was chanting the holy names of the Lord and made his life perfect and went back to God. That's a different story. But here, just calling once Narayana, Vishnu Dutas came. And in those days, you can see for the children, they used to keep Lord's name as Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Narayana in this way, isn't it? But today's, what is the name that we are giving to our child? Pinky, donkey, monkey, all we keep, isn't it? What is going to happen? At the time of death, even if you call your son, also it's of no use. Those days, they were actually in their blood, they had this knowledge. So whatever they did, it was for the ultimate purpose. Okay, let us go further. Examination. I explained all this. So life is a preparation, death is examination, but there is no schedule announced for this. It is a surprise test to it. So when and how to prepare? Right now. Right now, already we are past. We have wasted much time in our life. Cannot take much more time. So right now we have to start. And how? Abhyasa, practice chanting. Regularly chanting and reading Bhagavad Gita. Do some service to the Lord. Then Anusmaran, always remember the Lord. When you're going to purchase some fruit in the stall, think, will Krishna will love this fruit? Is this fruit is qualified? Is it a good quality to take to Krishna? In this way, whatever you're taking, you should see that you have to offer to the Lord. In those days, even the dress they used to purchase, and first they used to offer to the Lord, and then they'll stitch. And today, everything has been changed. So I said, no, many things in those days. Even getting the salary, they used to keep at the feet of the lotus feet of the Lord. So the lifestyle itself as the servant of the Lord. Jivera Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. Now, when transforming ourselves to be demons, what? Not divine, to be demons. This is our present modernization. Present civilization is teaching us, and this is how the whole world is running. Prabhupada says this as a dog race. One is running, you are seeing the other person is running, so you also run behind him. What for you are running? What are you doing? Nothing. Neighbors are doing, I'm doing. My friend is doing, I'm doing. The whole family is going, and parents are doing, and children also think, so my parent is doing, so you let me do the same thing. Till then, we are ignorant. Till then, we don't have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We will be spoiling ourselves. Okay, next topic is attaining the supreme. What is that? Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, comparing material and spiritual world. Now Krishna is going to cover all those things. Ashtanga Yoga, which we saw in the sixth chapter. And you can see in this slide, what is this? Ashtanga Yoga, how does a yogi do? And I explained this in the sixth chapter and said something more else in the eighth chapter. You can see this picture. This is called as chakras. So this yogi, he rises the bottom chakra, that is Kundalini chakra. It is called as Kundalini chakra. He rises through his pranayama. What is this pranayama? Pranayama is not that breathing. No, there is internally air that is known as pranavayu. There's 5 kinds of vayu. It is pranavayu, apanavayu, vyanavayu, samanavayu, and udhana vayu. It's very settled. Through that, he is practicing, he is directing the air which is within our body. And by that, he takes this chakra, he lifts this chakra. And for that, I said, sitting posture, he has to practice for 12 years. It takes 12 years to practice that. That is Muktasana. Muktasana, as I said, there are 9 holes in our body. He covers all the 9 holes without leaving it open for the life air to go out. He's completely blocking all the holes. That is called Muktasana. From Muktasana, he lifts that chakra, which is called the bottom, the Kundalini chakra. From there, he lifts it to the Muladhara chakra, then Swadhisthana chakra, then Manipura chakra, then Anahata chakra, Vishuddha chakra. Finally, it comes to Agnya chakra, where he makes to stay in the forehead, in the middle of the eyebrows. And he closes half of his eyes, just sees the tip of the nose, and he meditates on the Supreme Lord. This is how not completely closing the eyes or completely opening also. In this way, he meditates. He makes the chakra to get more and more. From the bottom, is making to come to the top level. It is called Agna chakra. And finally, at the right time, when he gives up his body, there is Agna chakra, there is Brahmarandra in our head. I hope mothers who give birth to the child, they might know this, or else even you can take a skull, a dead body, skeleton, and you can see there is a natural hole here that is called as Brahmarandra. So he takes his life here outside from that Brahmarandra. Then he'll be able to reach the superior planets or the spiritual planets based on his designs. And for this, he has to do it in the right time. It should be in Uttarayana, where the sun is moving towards the north, not south. So it should be Uttarayana, Shukla Paksha. It should be in Shukla Paksha and in the daytime, not in the night. There's so many rules and conditions for that, at what time the yogi should leave his body. If he misses it, then if he has come to that level, he has taken his chakras to the Agnya chakra, he is perfect in all his yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Everything is made perfection, he has come there. But when he is trying this to give up his body, A fraction of second, it becomes slower or faster, something. He leaves his body something at Uttarayana, sorry, at the time of Dakshinayana, or at the time of dawn where it has become night now, or it has become Krishna Paksha, something like that, something is missed out. It's not going to go back. He's not going to go back to Godhead. It's a difficult process, and taking up yoga itself is a challenging. And beyond that, there is the success rate is very, very, very low. And I hope we all cannot do, because we are not able to sit in one place properly. You cannot on the video and sit like this for 1 hour, isn't it? So we have to keep on moving. What to do about, what to speak about this yoga then? So practicing Shat Chakra yoga. So rise life air to Agna Chakra, then chant Om, then renounce all sense gratification, especially sex life, which I said in the, I think, sixth chapter, celibacy, how important it is. So that makes us to progress. So having material desires, especially this is called as Maituna, and this world is called as Maituna Alaya. More and more engaging into opposite attraction, you get trapped to this material world. Yeah, in those days they were all brahmacharya, they were doing it in a practice. Okay, fix your mind on heart. Why on heart? Because Krishna is residing in the heart as Paramatma. Clear? Okay, now let's just go to the next is Bhakti Yoga. Practice. See, it is so simple. Just start chanting. No one is qualified. Even I am not qualified to do that. But still, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and Lord is making it so simplified for us, where everyone, even there is Nam Akari Bohoda Nijasarva Shaktis Tatra Arpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha. There is no rules and regulations. Everyone, anyone can chant at any way. They can, what I can say, even a sinful person can chant and make his life perfect. Bhakti is so simple. Okay, there are very easy to perform. Then anyone from any walk of life can perform this Bhakti Yoga. There is no need for severe renunciation. One has to just follow some regulations and perform from whichever position one is. Directly engage in service of the Lord, which will automatically purify us. Just see this picture, sufficient. And every day I'm teaching the same kirtan or bhajan. Jai Radha Madhava. Kunja Vihar. I hope now you might have been even memorized it. Every day with family, with call your children or call your parents, someone sit in front of the Lord, have a small photo. That's enough, not to have a big this thing, and sit together and do a bhajan. The house will be so blissful. There will not be any negative energy, and the relationship among the family members, it will be so strong. In those days, something happens to the brother, he used to give his life for that, for his brothers, sisters, parents, everyone. Today, we are ready to take the life also. We are ready to kill our brothers, our sisters, everything for the sake of wealth. How foolish are we? What kind of a life are we leading now? So, without bhakti, without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, what all is going to happen in our life? That's why many times I say, without Bhagavad Gita, no life. Clear? Bhakti versus other process. Bhakti brings peace. Bhakti cannot be checked. Bhakti can be performed by anyone. Bhakti liberates us. And finally, Bhakti purchases Krishna. Bhakti purchases Krishna. That's why Krishna will give everything, but not Bhakti so easily. Till then, you don't completely surrender unto him. That's why Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. First, you have to surrender. Manmana Bhavamat Bhakta Madhyaj Mam Namaskuru. Till then, you don't completely surrender unto him. Why should he give? Because you're purchasing him through bhakti. That's a small story to understand. There was a great king by name Ambarish Maharaj. This is also in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So he was such a great king, the whole 3 worlds. His name was less. Everyone is glorifying him. And there is a great yogi by name Durvasa. I hope you all know Durvasa. So he was very, what I can say, disturbed, or he was not feeling good hearing this name of Ambarish. But Ambarish is a Kshatriya, he is a Grihastha, and his name has been glorified everywhere. And I am such a great yogi. Nobody is speaking about me. Let me go and test him. How great is he? So one day he came on Dwadashi day. So after Ekadashi, and you are also fortunate, our during the session we are getting Vaikuntha Ekadashi. That is on Saturday. Okay. So next day it is very important to break the fast. So on that day he came, and the king was very happy seeing Durvasa Muni, because a great yogi has come. So I am so fortunate enough to serve him on Dwadashi. He said, at the right time you have come, my dear Durvasa. Come, please sit, honor Prasadam, he said. He said, yes, I have come, but let me go and take bath. In those days, they go to a river and take bath. And Amrish said, no, it's getting late. You have to break. Okay, come early. Come little fast. Okay, he went. Actually, he has come to test him. So why will he come first? So he was making delaying, and time was just passing away. Finally, Amrish Maharaj asked his, not against it, the Panditas, the Brahmins, what should I do now? The time is getting over. Then the Pandita said, okay, you can take Tulsi Tirtha, the Tirtha which is offered to the Lord, Tulsi Tirtha. So it is both the same. So you're not offending the guest also. Actually, it is said, Atiti Devo Bhava. When the guest comes to us, you should never eat before serving him. It's a great offense, you know. Okay, then it will not be a offender to the guest also. So you can take this tirtha. When he comes, then you can offer him the prasadam and then you can order. Okay, fine. He just took the tirtha by the time Durvasamuni came. And he said, what a great offender are you? You invited for prasadam and now you are leaving me and taking this Tulsi tirtha. So he was so angry, he just took his one hair from his head and then dropped. And through that hair, the great demon, big demon came to swallow Amrish Maharaj. He just folded his hand, he was praying to the Lord. That's it, nothing else he did. And Sudarshan Chakra, without the order of the Lord, without the order of Amrish Maharaj, actually, Sudarshan Chakra was with Amrish Maharaj. So without anyone's order, it came and it burnt this demon. Not only this demon, it started chasing even Durvasa. And Durvasa Muni was scared. He started running all over the world. He went to the heavenly planets requesting Indra to protect him. Indra said, I cannot protect you. It is Sudarshan Chakra, weapon of Lord Vishnu. My Vajra will do nothing in front of me. So then once again he ran to Brahmaloka. And Brahma said, I cannot do anything for them because it is Sudarshana. My Brahmadanda will do nothing in front of Sudarshan Chakra. Then he went to Kailas. And Lord Shiva said, Trident also can do nothing in front of Sudarshan Chakra. You have to go only to Vaikuntha. He went to Vaikuntha. See, such a great yogi was. He was able to go to all the places, all the three worlds. Like then finally he went to Vaikuntha. He fell at the feet of the Lord and he said, please protect me. Pahimam, you are the protector. Please protect your Sudarshan Chakra is chasing me. Yeah, Sudarshan Chakra is chasing. It will never chase good people. What did you do? Then he said, yes, I have offended your devotee. Then Krishna says this word, It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, the scriptures say that I am Swarat. I am independent. But no, I am not independent. I am servant of my devotees. I just obey the orders of my devotees. So even I cannot protect you. Even Sudarshan Chakra will never listen to me. You have to go to my devotee Amrishman. Not that Krishna cannot do that, but he takes such a position, Bhakta Vatsala. He never, you saw the story of Bali Maharaj also. He became a doorkeeper to him. That is the position he gives to his devotees. And finally said, you have to go to Amrish Maharaj. Only he can protect you. Nobody in this world is there to protect you. Finally, he'll go back to Amrish Maharaj, fall at his feet, and finally forgives. This took 1 year completely. And for 1 year, Amrish Maharaj was standing there waiting for Durvasa Muni to serve the guest. So finally, he served him and he requested Sudarshan Chakra to forgive him. It's a big story. So what I'm saying here, you can even purchase Krishna by this devotional service. I said about Prakriti, the material nature, whatever you say, it will listen to you. Not only Prakriti or nature, even the Supreme Lord will dance on our words. Clear? That is Bhakti. Let us go further. You can see Bhakti versus other processes. What a karmi does, he'll ask for something cheap, things of sense gratification. He thinks when he is chanting or when he is going to the Lord, he says, I need a house, I need a wife, I need a husband, I need a house, or something like this. I need a vehicle, or I need a heavenly planet, Swargaloka, something in this way. That is what karmis, that is their limitations of their knowledge. Then Jnani is little better of them. Then he says, I should escape from this chakra, the cycle of birth and death. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. I have to escape from that. So he'll go to this Brahman, he'll become one with the Lord. Lord is a light, I am a light, I'll go and merge. That is what. That happens in Jnani. And what to Yogi? Yogi gets the Siddhis. Anima, Lagima, Mahima. Or the 8 Siddhis, he'll be able to get. Everyone have desire, but a devotee. A pure devotee of the Lord is not having any desire. He wants only to please Krishna. That's why Krishna is so pleased by the devotees. So, what's the difference between yogi and devotee? I'll give always a small example. Last time I gave a thing. When you're crossing the road, a small kid is very scared. He cannot cross the road so easily as we cannot cross this Bhavasagara, isn't it? So, a kid cannot cross when he is along with his father very easily without any disturbances or without any scaring that any truck will come or car will come, anything like it comes, because he has taken the shelter of father, easily crosses the road. But here both yogi and devotee both are crossing the road along with his father. But what is the difference? Yogi catches holds of the hand of his father, but what a devotee does, he gives his hand to the Lord's hand. See, even when the child is catching the hand of his father, sometimes when there is some attractive things which comes in front of him, he might give up his hand. Or when there's a great big truck making a big sound, when they're scared, he might even give up the hand of his father. But think, father is holding the hand of the child, he will never leave. The same way, never Krishna leaves his devotees. Here, yes. And how to attain the supreme? Now, Krishna is saying here, Ananya chetas satatam yo mam smarati nityashaha tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginaha. For one who always remembers me without deviation, without any deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. Sulabha. Krishna is saying, what is? Tasyaham sulabha partha. It is very easy to achieve me, to win me, because of a devotee is always meditating on me. He very easily wins me. He easily purchases me. Clear? Yes. Now he's saying about this material world. So Bhakti liberates us. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gataha. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this material world, sorry, temporary world, which is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection. Once you experience the spiritual world, you'll never come back to this material world because it's a blissful place. Clear? Yes. And now Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino arjuna mamupetya tu kaunte punarjanmana vidyate. There's only miseries, all this whole universe, from Brahmaloka to Patal. Even if you go to Brahmaloka, there is death to you. You cannot escape from death. Yes, Brahma's lifespan might be big, great, but ultimately he will die. Have you seen Brahma's photo? He's also with white beard. He's also old now. His age is 51. 50 years he has completed, and this is the first day of his 51st year. Everything is given in scriptures, everything you can know. Clear? Okay, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all the places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. He comes to a spiritual planet, he will never come back. He will never get fall into this material world, into the cycle of this miserable life. What is this nature of this material world? So why should we be liberated? Why should we escape the material world? Because it is a place of misery and non-permanent. Dukkha alayam ashashvatam. Dukkha alaya. Alaya means, I have heard about Vidyalaya. What is Vidyalaya? It's a place where you get knowledge, Vidya. Madhyalaya, where you get this intoxicating things, Madhya. Okay, Aushadalaya, where you get medicines. Dukkhalaya gets harm. That's the quality of this material world. You can never get any ananda here because the creation itself is made out of dukkha. So ultimately, whatever you do, you are going to suffer. It's a place of sorrow. And it is not permanent also. You always think to be permanent, isn't it? Good house, good, everything should be perfect. Everything should permanently we should have to fix. But we cannot do. One other day we are going to die. Clear? So it's only a misery. Now, why should Krishna create such a place? Definitely, we should have this question. Why Krishna is creating such a material world to us for punishment? and purification. It is something like a jail. It is something like a jail. Only criminals be here. Criminal elements in society force the authorities to create prisons. You could understand something indirectly. I'm giving a message. Who are we? We are all criminals. That's why we are staying in this jail. We were all offenders of the Lord. He is Bhoktar, he is the enjoyer. We want to take his position. So we are sent to this material world. Yes. And he is our Supreme Father. He is very dear. So he said, okay, you want to enjoy? You want to take my position? Yes, I'll give you the universe, material world. You take. You can, how much ever you want, you can enjoy here. So every now and then, what we think, whatever we see, we want to enjoy that. We want to acquire that. And I should be the Lord of everything, whichever I see. Isn't it? This is the demon's nature. This has made us to fall into this jail. When there is a jail, there is a jailer also. Who's that jailer? It is Durga Devi. Durga, the meaning of Durga itself is jail. Devi, the goddess of that jail, is Durga Devi. Clear? And what is the punishment she is giving us? This is what? Birth, death, old age, and disease. Nobody can escape from it. Even a millionaire cannot escape, even a beggar. Even if a dog, a cat, nobody can escape from this. It applies to all. You saw the story, even the Alexander the Great also was not able to escape from the death. This is the punishment she gives us. Why is she giving? And see, in her hand there is one trident also. What is it? Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, and Adhyatmika. In three ways she punishes us. Why is this? She is making us purified, qualified to go back to Godhead. You're struggling here, then you remember the Supreme Lord, your reality. If I come back, if I leave the Lord, this is what I'm going to face. So once again, you want to go back to Him. Clear? So it is only misery. What is Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika, and Adi Bhautika? For example, Adhyatmika is nothing but suffering through me. I have my own problems, stomach pain, head pain, that pain, this pain, back pain. Many pains come, isn't it? Adi Bhautika, suffering from other living entities, mosquito bite, dog bite, somebody is coming and screaming at us and beating us or scolding us, something, getting the pain by others. Adi Daivika, by the Devatas, problems by Devatas. What is happening? Earthquake or tsunami, isn't it? So wherever you go, however you live, whatever you, only sufferings. This is what is she is giving to us, and finally you'll realize that this is not my place to stay. And Purandaradasa says, it is not the place for the gentlemen to say. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. This is a place not to, for me. My place is in spiritual world. My house is there. I simply come here. By my foolishness, I come here. So one day you'll realize all this by taking this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Then finally you'll realize this is not my place. I have to go back from. Then our preparations of our life, reality starts. Clear? Yes. And you can see here what this prisoner or a prison house does to us. So Jalajanava Lakshani Stavara Laksha Vimshati. So there are 84 lakh species. So we have to pass, this is a cycle. You have to pass all the things. You have to change all our dresses in all the things like. So there are 9 lakh living entities in water and 20 lakh non-moving living entities like trees and mountains, all this, and 11 lakh species of insects and reptiles, 10 lakh birds, 30 lakh quadrupeds. Quadrupeds means animals with 4 feet. Sorry, 4 legs. Then 4 lakh human species. It is totally 84 lakh species we have to cross. This is our punishment. Clear? In this way, pass on. And after seeing so much of pain and struggle, then finally you approach a spiritual master who will make you to reveal all the truth of this creation. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. He reveals to you, then finally you ultimately you surrender unto a spiritual master, take the words of him to your life and soul and start practicing. Then you'll have real chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now it might be a practice, but once you come to a real guru, then your heart transforms. You'll understand what is the purpose of human life. It's a different level, like you'll come to a different consciousness. Then you start chanting, you always you start meditating on the Supreme Lord, and finally you go back to Godhead. Clear? See the prison without walls. It's a special prison. Prison means you can see there's such a big walls and there'll be electric current and so many things. But here it's completely let free. You can escape from here, but who's going to ready to escape from here? Nobody. You say this is a horrible place you live. This no, I am very happy here. I am very good here. I want to be here, isn't it? What is binding us? The three modes. This we'll see in the 14th chapter much more about these three modes, how it is binding us. Prakriti kriyamana gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimodatma karta hamiti manyate. All the activities is done by three modes, but it is making us to bind here. This is how the prison is for us. And now Krishna is saying his spiritual world. He is giving just the vision of his spiritual world so that you get attracted to the spiritual world. It is eternal place. It is infallible. It is unlimited bliss. And Brahma Samhita, very first verse where Brahmadev, he explains about this spiritual world. Chintamani prakara sadma shukalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabhira vipalayantam lakshmi sahasra samrama sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bachami. Chintamani Loka, it's a place of touchstones. Wonderful place. Chintamani, and the trees are Kalpavriksha. Anything you ask for the Kalpavriksha, it will provide you. Wish fulfilling trees. And the cows are Surabhi cows. Constantly the milk, the nectar is flowing from the milk bags of Surabhi cows. Even the rivers, everything is just filled with the milk. Clear? And there are millions of Lakshmis who are ready to serve the Supreme Lord. That is spiritual world. Once you take up devotional service, you'll be reaching that spiritual world. And it is all attractive. Unmanifested, transcendental, supreme destination, a place of no return. Never you'll come back when you go to that world. Many start asking questions. That means I'm giving up my independence. I don't have the independence to come back. What kind of fools they ask such kind of questions? For example, now I am okay, I'm in fire, getting burnt up. Now I'll come back. I'll come out of that fire. Then we'll say, oh, I've lost my independence. Once again, I have to go into that fire. Is it not foolishness? We are just burnt up in this material world. Why will you come back once again after realizing? Isn't it? So once you enter the spiritual world, so you always, in complete knowledge, you'll think not to come back to this material world, which is always burning you. It is dukkhalem ashashvatam. Clear? What do they attain? Now Krishna is saying, what do they attain? Avyaktokshara ityuktastam aho paramam gatim yam prapyana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. My place is supreme abode. That which the Vedantas describe as unmanifest and infallible, that which is known as a supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns. That is my supreme abode. Arjuna, what the Vedas say, what the great acharyas or the Saptarishis or the great rishis, Mahatmas say, the Vedantas say, that place is mine, Arjuna. They say that place, it's a supreme abode, you have to go there. There's no birth and death there. It is free from all. It's a great place. It is a divine place. Many things, what all they say, that place is mine, Arjuna. You become my devotee. You surrender unto me. I'll take back you to that spiritual world. That's what Krishna is assuring us through Arjuna. Clear? Yes, devotion. And you can see this devotion. Already I've explained this. Yogi is passing the world at right time. They have to pass the world at the right time. Otherwise, they can even a small miss. For example, cricket or a shuttlecock or something. You're playing cricket, you have to keep the bat at the right place when the ball is coming. If you miss small thing, what happens? You'll get bowled out. Isn't it? The same way, only one chance. You are getting plenty of chances here to bat. Sometimes even the wicket might miss or you can be in the cricket ground. But here, for a yogi, it's only one chance. When he gives up his life from the Brahmarandra, done. Whatever the time is living. If it is the right time, he'll go back or else he'll stay back. Clear? Yes. Bhakta free of those rules and devotee is having nothing such kind of rules. He's free because he has given his hand to his Supreme Father, Krishna. So he's least bothered because Krishna is there to take care. Devotional service encompasses everything. Once you take up devotional service completely takes up everything. You're completely has been. Clear? How do they attain? Here you can see in this three verses. I added this so that I can read the verses and make you to know. According to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world. One is light and one is darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns. Krishna is saying this. Then, although the devotees know these two paths, devotees know everything because they are incomplete. Then, oh Arjuna, they are never bewildered. They didn't even bother because their hand is in Krishna's hand. They have completely surrendered. So they don't least bother. They don't bewildered, get bewildered by this. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. That's why you always take my shelter. You be a pure devotee. Here, a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas. Please do hear attentively. You cannot achieve this devotional service by reading all the Vedas and understanding. No. Performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities, nothing. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these. Just chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and offering milk and fruit to the Lord, you are going to achieve all the results. Whatever a person, even a yogi who's sitting for millions of years and meditating on the Lord, he may not be perfect or complete. Just by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and offering to the Lord, you will be able to achieve all these. And at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. He reaches my abode, no doubt. Clear? This is the eighth chapter to you, attaining the supreme. Akshara Brahma Yoga. Then in today's acronym dead, we saw the doubts, the Arjuna asking questions and Krishna answering that. And what is our examination? That is our death. So now the question arises, are we prepared for an exam? Our preparations are going on good for our examinations. Everyone asks the students who are studying in schools, how is your preparations going on? There's an exam going to come in March, isn't it? So what is our preparations to our life? See, at least the student knows when his exam is going to come, and we don't even know that. It can come at any moment. So are we prepared for it? Clear? Then attaining the supreme, the spiritual world and the material world, and devotee. Just be a devotee. Very easily you'll be able to go back for it. Notice for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the most important, and this is the center of Bhagavad Gita. You can see here Rajavidya, the king of knowledge, and the secret of king of all secrets. So Krishna is revealing the ninth chapter, Rajavidya Raja Guhyam, the intimate relationship with the devotee and the Supreme Lord. You'll be able to see her. And Krishna is so glorious. He explains this. So what is the position he's giving to the devotees? Apichet sudurachara bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhoreva samantave samyak vyavasito isa. He says, even a person who is doing some abominable work, if he is my devotee, please consider him as a sadhu because he is my devotee. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, the Supreme Lord, is giving such a great position to the devotee. Clear? Anyhow, tomorrow we'll see all this. And now there's a quiz link. I request everyone to please do attend to it. Now let us chant once Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnu Namani Namane Dina Kirtanya Sada Hari. This is in Shikshastakal 3, where Lord Chaitanya is saying, Trinadapi Sunichena. What is the qualities that we need to chant the holy names constantly? Trinadapi Sunichena. You should be humble state of mind. That's what we say in everything. We should be very humble and very tolerant also. Trinadapi Sunichena. Tarorapi Sahishnuna. Sahane. Sahishnuna. That is tolerance. Be patient and tolerate the material world. Whatever comes to us, it is the blessings through Krishna. Accept it. Tolerate. It's very cold now. Tolerate. In the summer, it's very hot. Tolerate. Matra sparshasta kaunte shitoshna sukha dukkada agamapayana nityas tam stitikshasva bharata. Tolerate. Nothing, even the sorrow and the happiness which comes, it is something like the winter and the summer. You tolerate. Clear? Then amanina manadina, respect all the living entities. and never expect any respect from anyone to you personally. This is the position where you can do Kirtanya Sadari. You can chant the holy name constantly. There's other meaning also. When you chant constantly, automatically you'll develop all these qualities. So it's a reverse way. Actually, this is a version, perfection. After Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga ultimately. But by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada, everyone, we are getting first to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thus, they have removed all the rules and regulations in that. Now you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We are unqualified to be a Karma Yogi also, but still we are qualified to be a devotee by their mercy. We start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra automatically. You will develop all the qualities. You will become a great yogi, great jnani, great karma. Everything will become perfection in your life just by taking up Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Clear? Yes. This is our Lakshmi Narasimhadev and Gandharika Giridhari now ISKCON HP Alert. Now, any questions to please to raise the hands, and meanwhile, any announcements will you have from Prabhuji? Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
As of now, no announcement. Only those who have. I would like to say only one thing, that this Gita was for Arjuna, who was known to be a person who was very much focused. He was able to shoot the eye of a fish who was revolving by seeing at the water. So he was giving it to that. Here we don't have that sukriti or that focus. I keep telling to my team also that there is nothing called half pregnancy. Either you are pregnant or you're not pregnant. So either you are in this class or you are not in the class. So it is always our earnest request that please try to focus and get elevated, because this is the opportunity what Krishna has given to you for 18 days. And like what Prabhuji keeps telling it, that once you attend these 18 days, you will see the difference. And trust me, I have seen that difference. And that's the reason I keep focusing and forcing all of you to do that. I'll give you a small example. 3 or 4 days back, what Prabhuji was talking about, met with an accident. It was not an accident, it was an ambush. I used to think that, okay, if anything happens, I will ask Krishna for help. And at that point of time, I could not able to think of Krishna, and Prabhuji is talking about remembering the divine at the final moment. That will not happen. So that will only happen when we attend this class, we take this seriously, and then this is what preparation is very, very important. So I earnest request, and Prabhuji keeps telling me why you are focusing more on devotees to switch on the camera, because I have realized this in 3 months, and I thought of, okay, if at least if I'm able to push 2 or 3 devotees to do that, at least I will be doing service to Krishna. So, and tomorrow
Yes,
again, we start a day with a chanting. So please nominate for a chanting, and you will see that difference.
Especially from Corona, I've done so many batches, bro. Till now, I think more than 30 to 40 batches I have done of this kind, and especially Kannada. Kannada improved very well, and now it is coming to somewhere around 500 members in one batch. And English, I don't know why nobody is coming. So only hardly 100 it starts, or 200 it was maximum. That's it. So many devotees I saw, but only few devotees were taken up it very serious. And in that, Santosh Prabhu is very focused. Is very focused to make his life perfect. You cannot find such kind of devotees usually. So by associating, you speak to him also. Ask him, what is the secret? How can you do that? What is so? See, it is.
My secret is only that 5-6 days, Prabhuji, because
Yes, Prabhu. So I know what is your secret also. It's not this lifetime, Prabhu. It's your previous life. Previous life itself, you have attraction towards it. But everyone don't have the same. They have their material attractions. So it is becoming difficult. But when they associate with some devotees who are more attracted to this Krishna conscious, they also get the association. They get influenced in that. How? Simple, a drunkard. When you associate with a drunkard, you get influenced to drink. The same you associate with devotees, you get influenced to chant, influenced to become a devotee. But among only few people I have seen. Santosh Prabhu is very this thing. Just for 6 days course. And this 18 days course I'm doing session only because of Santosh. Or else I don't will to give so much of time for English batches. I do only in 6 days. So about 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita and concluded. So Prabhu forced, no Prabhu, you have to do 18 days. Why we shouldn't get English people, then okay. I said, let us do the same. This time 18 sessions. Okay, fine, Prabhu. We'll take questions. Gita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Can you turn on your video? Ma?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, will Devata Lokas like Brahma Loka receives the sunlight like raises?
Yes. Above the earthly planet, there is sun. Below the earth, there is no sun. It's only darkness. Atala, Vitala, Tala, Tala, Rasadala, Mahatala, Patala, all the 7 planets, which is below the earth, it's only darkness.